What's going on, everyone, and welcome back. If this is your first time, thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at some pricing and marketing analysis on tcgplayer.com for Metazoo. We're looking at all of the first edition boxes, which is Wilderness, Nightfall, and Cryptid Nation. So that's what we're going to focus on today. If you're interested in trying to get the marketing data, I'm going to show you how, right? So you can just go on Google. You can search basically Wilderness Metazoo price guide for TCG Player. It will come up, and you can get to the price guide. Right here, you see tcgplayer.com price guide, and it's pretty cool. There's a plethora of different TCGs on here. You have Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Super, and there's a bunch of other stuff, including Metazoo. So right here, we look at the product line. We have Metazoo. You have a drop down of all of this stuff right here, right? So we're going to look at Metazoo, and first we're going to look at Cryptid Nation First Edition, because this was the first set that came out after the Kickstarter edition, which we're not going to focus on today. So when we're looking at marketing data, it is all over the place, right? So a lot of things have been going down across the spectrum, and that's because the economy is not doing so well right now. So it's not just cards, it's a lot of things. But like I tell people, a lot of people like to freak out when they see everything going down and they see red, whether it's the stock market, the crypto market, the card market, investables, gold, whatever it is. But what I'm going to let you know is don't look at it like a crash. This is not a crash. This is on sale. So you could say a crash versus on sale, and people look at it totally different. If I were to say all of this is on sale right now, it will go back up in the future, then everyone would want to buy it. If I say this is crashing and a lot of people think that's going to go to zero and they want to back out and pull all their money out and sell everything, then of course they're not going to want to invest into it. But this is the best time to buy when the market is down. So what you have to see is if the market has tanked to its very bottom before it starts going back up. Right now, I will tell you though, a lot of the Metazoo market is actually trending sideways. It is not trending upwards right now. It is not trending downwards right now. It has come down quite a bit though. So what we're looking at right here is you have your market price and your listed median price. So if you hit this little arrow, this up arrow, I can go ahead and try to move the top dollar card to the top so you know what you're looking at. Now everything on here may not have a price listed. For Cryptid Nation First Edition, it does, because this set has been out for quite a while now. So of course at the top, you're going to see Mothman, then you have your Chaos Crystal in second, your Sam Sinclair at $70, which is a lot cheaper than it used to be, right? This used to be about $150 to $200 card. Your Mothman was easily a $500 to $700 card, and right now it's sitting at a market price of $376.70. So right now we're going to look at the top card, and as you move down, you have some really, really great cards like Piazza Bird, Power Up Red for only $41 and $40, Ghost Train for $39, and the list goes on. So if you're trying to complete your set, this is the easiest way, right? For a very, very fair competitive price, you can go to TCG Player. It will tell you what condition the card is in, and you can buy all of your stuff right here if you want to complete your sets. So for example, we'll look at Mothman right now. And when you click view, it's going to show you a reverse hollow as well as a hollow price for the market price right now. All right, so right here you can see it is trending sideways. So we have February time frame where actually it was moving upwards, right? And then it's trended sideways all the way till now. So really it hasn't had any action right now. So that's not bad. That's not good. It's trending sideways. Really dull, really boring market right now. What I can tell you is that in the future, these cards will probably rise. And the reason why I say that, because they're about to have a $250,000 tournament. So you have to think about that, right? So of course, a lot of these cards, depending on the decks that win this tournament, then that means these cards may go up in value. Now, there is a lot of animosity right now because Metazoo is being finicky and picky on what cards you can actually use in the tournament. Talking about like Cryptid Nation First Edition, and a lot of people are speculating where it can make the prices of a lot of these cards actually go down in value because you cannot utilize some of them in your tournament with people who have blinged out decks. But not to fret on that, because I'm sure they will listen, they will fix this. And over time, of course, these cards will be very, very valuable. So what we're looking at right here, if we look at the current market, we're looking at a full hollow for $376 and a reverse hollow market price of $161.51. You have 32 listings, and you can look at all of the data right here. You can look at the year, the 6 month, the 1 month, or the 3 month data. So if we look at 1 year, we can see that it changes, right? So over time, the chart has actually trended upwards. So you can see that it has had a lot of growth. Looking at 3 months, you're trending sideways. 6 months, almost sideways, a little bit of upward movement. And the last month, straight sideways movement. So going back, we're going to go ahead and look at Nightfall First Edition. All right, so now we have Nightfall First Edition has come up. We're going to go ahead and move the cards, the most expensive, to the top. Now you can see right here, Old Scratch does not actually have any market price data. And that's because it doesn't sell that often, right? So there is no data from TCG Player right now, but you can look at eBay if you're trying to find some data. If it's a best offer accepted, you can look at 130point.com. So let's go ahead and move up once more. And it's crazy because right here, looking at the data, the top card is actually River of Time. Now, I would imagine the Mothman would probably cost more than the River of Time. So let's go ahead and go to the River of Time and look at how much it costs. So we have a hollow market price of $17.48. So this is actually a pretty good price for this card. You can also see it moving sideways, right? So you have the median price, $3.58, market price, $3.62. And this is because we're probably looking at a non-hollow card right here, with the hollow price being $15.40. So let's go ahead and move back and look at the Mothman card. Pulling it up, we have the Mothman card right here. This is the Nightfall First Edition Mothman. It shows that the non-hollow market price is actually about $1 cheaper, $1 and about 30 cents cheaper than the River of Time. But if we click on it, the full hollow River of Time was about $14, $15, right? But you actually see this card trending downwards. Right now, it looks like the full hollow market price is right around $27.95. So of course, it is much more expensive than the River of Time for the full hollow, but it depends on which card you are purchasing. Now, of course, I do think this is a very good pickup. This is still the top card, which is attainable basically in the Cryptid Nation First Edition set, right? So Mothman is a very desirable character in all of Metazoo, and I think that this card is a very beautiful card, a very nice card. So if you can pick up some hollows, especially if you can get them graded over time, this will be a great addition to your set. Let's go ahead and move back. And the last thing I want to look at is the most recent set. So we're going to look at Wilderness First Edition. So let's go ahead and find this really quick. Right here, so we have Wilderness First Edition. We're going to move the card to the top. Now, this is actually the last set that I have to complete. I am trying to complete this set right now. I have about 40 cards I am missing. I'm very excited. I have all of the Cryptid Nation First Edition as well as the Nightfall First Edition, and I'm about to complete this set as well. So my plan is to complete every Metazoo set that comes out. I cannot wait until UFO comes out. I'm actually pretty upset because this Prism Aura, I actually just won a bid, an auction on eBay for a PSA 10 Prism Aura, and the seller happened to cancel because they were not happy probably with the winning price, which is about $250 for this Prism Aura. So now I still need this card for my set. But right now, this is the highest card, going for the market price of $71.29. Of course, excluding the Green Man because it is going to cost more. And if we move to the bottom, I actually don't see that card listed on here at all yet. So there is no data for the Green Man on here just yet. Now moving on down, you have a bunch of good cards in this set. You have Mishi Peshu, I think I'm saying that right, $23.78. You have Snipe at $23.46. You have Bigfoot at $14.63, Awful at $13.44, and Dragon of Okanto Falls at $11.04. Now I have seen this card, at least the sell price, hovering right around $30 on eBay for Dragon of Okanto Falls. So moving up, we have the Prism Aura, and we can go ahead and look at this data. Right now, it looks like Wilderness is trending upwards, right? So a lot of these cards are probably trending upwards, and that is because this is a newer set. So of course, the hype has kicked in. A lot of FOMO has kicked in. So when the set first comes out, right, you have your hyped cards. They start to trend upwards while the market is hot before it starts to die down and trend back downwards. So I can promise you that this card will go up and then it will start to go down. So also, pay attention to your PSA 10s. It does not mean over time this card will not be a very, very good pickup, but there are a lot of these cards being graded. So for example, the Prism Aura, the guy probably canceled my order because it was a Pop 1, the only PSA 10 right now in the world, but there's probably a lot of them sitting at PSA and BGS and SGC and everything else right now. So it will flood the market eventually. So just pay attention to that. And that means the more that hit the market, right, it's going to go ahead and drop that price, especially for the graded price. But this is a great pickup, a great card to have. And then let's go ahead and move over to eBay right quick and look at some price data. I'm going to look up probably about 1 or 2 cards right now. And you can see right now, of course, this Vegeta God Rare. I am still on the hunt for this card, and I am determined to get this card. So who out there is trying to get that Vegeta God Rare GDR from Realm of the Gods Dragon Ball Super set? All right, so let's go ahead and look at a Cryptid Nation first edition, and we're going to pull up a Mothman. And we want to see what the current sale price is. Actually, I want to go ahead and move over to a PSA 10. So right now, it looks like a PSA 10, that's a reverse. Okay, so we have a reverse. Right here, it looks like we're going to move down to the sold data. And right now, the sold data for that, we have a reverse at $299 at May 5th. And then, wow, we actually had a PSA 10 reverse at $132, which is a lot less than the one above it. So these prices can really, really vary across the market. And then we have a full hollow at $485. So this is very risky, right? Because if you're going to buy a raw Mothman right around $300 and then you have to grade this card, there's not a lot of profit margin there. And if you get a 10, you will make some profit, but you also have to factor that if you sell on something like eBay, you're going to eat about 13% in fees, right? So let's go ahead and move down and see what we would see a full hollow PSA 9 for, $403. Now, this is actually not a lot less than the PSA 10. So the market is kind of wonky right now. If you look at it at $403, I mean, you're still looking at spending about $330 to $350 to actually get the card and grade it. I mean, it's a high probability that you can actually get a PSA 9, but then after you eat 13% cost, you're probably going to pocket about $30 to $35. And honestly, a card like this, a grail like this from Metazoo, it's much better to keep this in your collection and hold it over time. So if I were to grade any of these raw moths, I would probably just put them in my collection until the price starts to shoot back up. Because a few months ago, the prices on these moths were actually about 2 to 3 times what they are on the market right now. So a lot of the market has cooled off, and you just have to hold your cards. If you can hold your cards over a long term, a long basis, then most of your stuff you will have a good ROI, a good return on your investment, especially if Metazoo continues to do well. And I really foresee them doing well into the future for a very, very long time. So tell me what y'all think about this video. Do you like the market data? What are you out there buying right now? I appreciate each and every one of you for reaching out. I hope the lighting is starting to look better in my videos. I do have a ring light now. I have my Canon coming soon so we can upgrade the video quality. I really appreciate all of you, and I will be back soon with another video. I'll see y'all later. Out.